I don't care if you have a ticket, little boy. Children like you don't fly up here, and you're not using this bathroom until I say so. Flight attendant Christine Palmer snatched the bathroom key card from 8-year-old Marcus Williams Jr.'s small hand and shoved him backward hard enough that he stumbled into a seat, gasping. Marcus didn't cry. Instead, he looked up at her with his father's eyes, steady and knowing, and said in a voice far too calm for a child, "You've gone too far." Christine laughed in his face, hands on her hips, because in her 15 years as a flight attendant, no 8-year-old had ever challenged her authority, and she had no intention of starting now. What Christine didn't know was that Marcus Williams Sr., the boy's father, was founder and CEO of Williams Global Holdings, the black-owned conglomerate that had just acquired controlling stake in the parent company of this very airline. Delta Flight 1634, Los Angeles to Atlanta, first-class cabin. Marcus Williams Jr. had been flying alone since he was 6 years old. He was 8 now, small for his age, with intelligent brown eyes, neat cornrows, and a quiet confidence that came from growing up in rooms where million-dollar decisions were made daily. His father had taught him, be respectful, be observant, be strong. Today, Marcus was being all three. He sat in seat 2A, his backpack tucked neatly under the seat in front of him, his tablet playing an educational documentary about aerospace engineering, his current obsession. He'd already done his homework for Monday. Already read 2 chapters ahead in his 3rd grade reader. Already reviewed his spelling words. Marcus was responsible, mature, self-sufficient. He had to be. When you're the son of one of the richest black men in America, people watch you differently, expect different, judge different. So Marcus had learned early, always be perfect, never give them a reason. He'd been in his seat for 4 to 5 minutes when he needed to use a bathroom. He pressed the cold button politely, like his father taught him. Flight attendant Christine Palmer appeared. White woman, mid-40s, tight blonde bun, lips pressed in a permanent line of disapproval. "Yes," she said. "Not how can I help you?" "Just yes." "Excuse me," Marcus said politely. "May I use the restroom, please?" Christine looked down at him like he'd asked to fly the plane. "Where's your parent?" "My father is meeting me in Atlanta. I'm traveling alone." Her eyes narrowed. "You're traveling alone? In first class?" "Yes." "How old are you?" 8. 8. She said it like an accusation. "And who bought your ticket?" "My father." "Uh-huh." Christine crossed her arms. "What's your name?" "Marcus Williams, Jr." "And what does your father do, Marcus?" The question had an edge to it, a challenge. Marcus had heard this tone before, from teachers who didn't believe he'd done his own homework, from store clerks who followed him, from parents at school who questioned why he was in the gifted program. He's a businessman. A businessman. Christine's smile was cold. "Sure he is." She walked away without answering his question about the bathroom. Marcus waited 5 minutes, then pressed the call button again. Christine returned, annoyance clear on her face. "What now?" "I still need to use a restroom." "The restroom is occupied." "Both of them." "First class had 2 lavatories." "Both of them." "You'll have to wait." Marcus waited another 10 minutes, squirming slightly in his seat. The seatbelt sign was off. Other passengers were moving freely. He pressed the call button a 3rd time. This time, Christine's patience snapped. "What?" she barked. "I really need to use a bathroom. It's been almost 20 minutes. And I told you to wait, didn't I?" "Yes, but nothing. When I say wait, you wait. Do you understand me?" Marcus's hands clenched in his lap. "Yes. Good. Now stop pressing that button before I have to report you for being disruptive." She walked away again. Marcus felt his face burn with humiliation. Around him, first-class passengers had noticed. Some looked uncomfortable. Most looked away. No one said anything. Marcus waited another 5 minutes, but his bladder was screaming now. He was 8. He couldn't hold it much longer. He unbuckled quietly and stood, heading toward the forward lavatory. That's when Christine appeared like a hawk. Where do you think you're going? To the bathroom. Like I asked. I told you to wait. She grabbed his arm. Not gently. You don't get to decide when you're ready. I do. You're hurting me. Sit down. Please, I really need to. Christine's voice rose loud enough for the entire cabin to hear. I don't care if you have a ticket, little boy. Children like you don't fly up here, and you're not using this bathroom until I say so. The cabin went silent. Marcus felt every eye on him. Christine pulled a key card from her pocket, the lavatory access card, and held it up mockingly. See this? This is MY bathroom, MY cabin, and I decide who gets to use it. She shoved Marcus backward. He stumbled, catching himself on a seat. That's when something shifted in Marcus's eyes. His father had taught him, there's a line, and when someone crosses it, you don't cry, you don't shout, you warn them. Once, Marcus straightened his small frame and looked directly at Christine. His voice was calm, clear, certain. You've gone too far. Christine laughed, a sharp, cruel sound. Have I? What are you going to do about it, little boy? Tell your daddy. If I have to, Marcus said quietly, but I'm giving you a chance to stop first. Christine's laugh was louder now. Oh, you're giving me a chance? That's adorable. You know what? For that attitude, you can hold it for the rest of the flight. Maybe it'll teach you some respect. She turned on her heel and walked away. Marcus stood in the aisle, small and alone, fighting tears he refused to let fall. An older black woman in 4C leaned forward and whispered, Baby, are you okay? Marcus nodded, not trusting his voice. Do you need help? Marcus shook his head. He'd been taught, handle it yourself first. He pulled out his phone, a smartphone his father had given him for emergencies. He had exactly 2 numbers saved. One was his father. One was his father's executive assistant, Diane. He called Diane. She answered on the first ring. Marcus, is everything okay? Miss Diane, Marcus said quietly, I need you to tell my father something. But this was only the beginning. Diane Chen had worked for Marcus Williams Sr. for 12 years. She'd seen him build an empire from nothing, watch him face discrimination, doubt, dismissal. She'd also watched him become one of the most powerful men in American business. And she knew one absolute truth. You did not mess with his son. What happened, sweetheart? Diane asked gently. Marcus told her everything. The bathroom denials, the public humiliation, the physical shove, Christine's words, children like you. By the time he finished, Diane's jaw was clenched. Marcus, what's the flight number? Delta 1634, Los Angeles to Atlanta. And the flight attendant's name. Her name tag says Christine Palmer. Okay, baby, you did the right thing calling me. I'm going to handle this. But Marcus, I need you to do something for me. Yes, I need you to record everything from now on. If she comes back, if she says anything else, you record it. Can you do that? Yes. Good boy. Don't engage with her. Don't argue. Just document. Understand? Yes. Your father is in a board meeting, but I'm pulling him out right now. He'll call you in 5 minutes. Miss Diane. Yes. Am I in trouble? Diane's voice softened. Baby, no. You're not in trouble. She is. After hanging up, Marcus did exactly as Diane instructed. He opened his phone's camera, switched it to video, and positioned it in his lap, pointed toward the aisle. Then he waited. 3 minutes later, Christine walked past, saw him still in the aisle, and her face darkened. I thought I told you to sit down. Marcus pressed record. Yes, but I really need to use the bathroom. I've been waiting almost 40 minutes now. And you'll wait as long as I tell you to wait. That's not fair. Other passengers belong here. Christine leaned down, her face close to his. You want to know the truth. Little boy, I've been flying for 15 years. I know when someone doesn't belong in first class. And you, with your little backpack and your attitude. You don't belong. My ticket says I do. Your ticket says whatever your daddy probably lied to get you. But I'm not stupid. I know exactly what this is. What is, this? She gestured at him dismissively. Some diversity program. Some charity case. Some Make-A-Wish situation where they gave a kid from the hood a free first-class ticket to make themselves look good. Marcus's voice stayed level, but his hands shook slightly. I'm not from the hood. And my father paid for my ticket. Sure he did. With what? Drug money. The cabin gasped. The older black woman in 4C stood up. Excuse me, that is completely inappropriate. Sit down or I'll have you removed as well, Christine snapped. A white businessman in 3B spoke up hesitantly. Look, maybe we should all just calm down. You want to calm down? Get this kid out of first class and we'll all be calm. Marcus spoke again, his voice quiet but firm. I'm asking you one more time. Please let me use the bathroom. And I'm telling you one more time. N.O. And if you ask again, I'm calling security to have you removed from this flight entirely. She walked away. Marcus stopped recording. His hands were shaking now, but not with fear, with anger. The dignified, controlled anger his father had taught him to channel. His phone buzzed. A call from Dad. Marcus answered immediately. Hi, Dad. Marcus Williams' SRS voice was dangerously calm. Son, are you okay? Yes, sir. Did she put her hands on you? She pushed me, sir, when I tried to go to the bathroom. Silence on the other end. The kind of silence that meant someone was about to have a very bad day. Did you record it like Diane told you? Yes, sir. I recorded the conversation just now, too. Good. Send it to Diane immediately. Marcus, I need you to listen to me carefully. Yes, sir. I need you to sit down, stay calm, and don't engage with her anymore. Can you do that? Yes, sir. And son. Yes, Dad. I'm very proud of you. You handled this exactly right. You stayed respectful. You asked politely. You documented everything. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Thank you, so. I'm going to handle this now. You won't have to deal with her again. I promise. Okay, Dad. I love you, son. I love you too, Dad. After the call ended, Marcus sent the video to Diane. Then he sat down in his seat, pulled out his tablet, and went back to his documentary on aerospace engineering. He didn't cry. He didn't complain. He waited, because he knew something Christine didn't. His father didn't just handle problems. He ended them. What she didn't know was who was watching. Marcus Williams Sr. sat in the executive boardroom of Williams Global Holdings, surrounded by 12 board members discussing a $3 billion merger. When Diane knocked and entered, something she only did for true emergencies, everyone knew to stop talking. Marcus, I need you. Now. He stood without explanation and followed her to his private office. Diane closed the door and handed him her tablet, already cued to Marcus Jr.'s video. Marcus Sr. watched it once. Then again. His expression never changed, but Diane saw his jaw muscles working. How long ago was this? His voice was ice. 12 minutes. The flight lands in 2 hours and 17 minutes. What's the flight number? Delta 1634. Lax to Atlanta. Marcus pulled out his phone and dialed a number from memory. It rang twice. Marcus Williams. A woman's voice, surprised. This is unexpected. Hello, Patricia, Marcus said. I need you to connect me with Ed Norton immediately. Patricia Morrison was the Executive Vice President of Customer Service for Delta Airlines. Ed Norton was Delta's CEO. Is this about the acquisition? Patricia asked. Because we're still in negotiations. This is about my 8-year-old son being physically assaulted by one of your flight attendants. Silence. I'm sorry, what? My son is currently on Delta Flight 1634. One of your flight attendants, Christine Palmer, has denied him bathroom access of 40 minutes. shoved him physically, and made racist comments suggesting he doesn't belong in first class because of the color of his skin. Marcus, I'm sure there's been some misunderstanding. There's been no misunderstanding. I have video evidence. Would you like me to send it to you, or would you prefer I send it directly to CNN? Another pause. Send it to me. Now. Marcus nodded to Diane, who forwarded the video immediately. They waited. 30 seconds later, Patricia called back. Oh my God. Her voice was shaken. Marcus, I am so sorry. This is completely unacceptable. Yes, it is. I'm calling the captain right now. Christine Palmer will be removed from service immediately. Not good enough. What do you want? I want her fired. Immediately. I want a formal apology delivered to my son, in person, from your CEO. And I want a full investigation into how someone with clear racial bias was allowed to keep a position for 15 years. Marcus, I can't promise all of that without speaking to Ed. Then get Ed on the phone. Now. He's in a meeting. So as I pull him out. Marcus. Patricia, let me be very clear. My company, Williams Global Holdings, was in final negotiations to acquire a 20% equity stake in Delta's parent company. That negotiation is now on hold pending how you handle the situation. He could hear Patricia's sharp intake of breath. 20% of Delta's parent company was worth $4.8 billion. I'm getting Ed now, she said quickly. Marcus waited. 2 minutes later, Ed Norton's voice came on the line. Marcus, Ed Norton. I just watched the video. I'm horrified. Good. This is not who we are as a company. Ed, I don't want to hear about who you are as a company. I want to know what you're going to do about the fact that one of your employees physically assaulted my 8-year-old son and made racist comments about his right to be in first class. She'll be terminated immediately, before the flight lands. I'll have the captain remove her from service right now. She won't interact with another passenger, and security will be waiting when they land. I also want her blacklisted from the entire airline industry. Marcus, I can't control what other airlines. You can make calls. You can send reports. You can make it very clear that Christine Palmer is unemployable in aviation. Can you do that? A pause. Yes, I can do that. Good. Now, about my son. He'll be moved to a private suite for the remainder of the flight. First-class service, anything he wants. And I'll personally apologize when he lands. He doesn't want anything. He wanted to use a bathroom. That's all. He's 8 years old. Ed. He was polite, respectful, and patient. And your employee treated him like a criminal because he's black. I understand. And I'm sorry. Your apology means nothing to me. But you'll deliver it to my son in person. Do you understand? Yes. And Ed, one more thing. Yes. If this video leaks to the media before you've handled this properly, I'll make sure everyone knows that Delta allows its flight attendants to abuse black children. Are we clear? Crystal clear. Good. I'll be at Hartsfield-Jackson to pick up my son. I expect you to be there as well. Marcus hung up. Diane looked at him. You're going to Atlanta? Yes. Cancel everything for today. I want the jet ready in 30 minutes. Already done. Marcus allowed himself a small smile. What would I do without you, Diane? Crash and burn, sir. But here's the part that changed everything. Christine Palmer was having the worst day of her career. It had started 20 minutes ago when Captain David Chen called her to the cockpit. Christine, we need to talk. What's wrong? I just received a call from corporate. You're being removed from service effective immediately. Christine's face went white. What? Why? There's been a complaint. A serious one. About what? About how you treated a passenger in first class. An 8-year-old boy. Christine's mind raced. The kid, the bratty little kid who kept bothering her about the bathroom. That's what this is about? That kid has been disruptive all flight. Christine, corporate has video evidence of you denying him bathroom access, making racist comments, and physically shoving him. That's not. I didn't. He was being difficult. They have video, Christine, and they have witnesses. Multiple passengers have already filed complaints. Who is this kid? Christine demanded. Who's his father? Captain Chen looked at her with something like pity. Marcus Williams. The name meant nothing to Christine. Who? Marcus Williams, senior CEO of Williams Global Holdings. Still nothing. I don't know who that is. He's one of the richest men in America. And more importantly, his company was about to acquire a major stake in our parent company, a deal worth billions. Christine felt the blood drain from her face. The deal is on hold because of what you did to his son. I didn't know. You didn't need to know. You just needed to treat a child with basic decency. Christine's legs felt weak. What's going to happen to me? You're fired. Security will be waiting when we land. You're not to interact with any passengers for the remainder of the flight. Go to the rear galley and stay there. David, please. I'm sorry, Christine, but this is out of my hands. Christine stumbled to the rear galley, her mind reeling. She'd been fired before she even landed. 15 years of service. Gone. Because of one kid. One black kid who apparently had a billionaire father. How was she supposed to know? He looked like... The thought died in her mind because she knew how it sounded. He looked like every black child she'd ever seen and dismissed. Like every black passenger she'd ever doubted belonged in first class. Like every black person she'd ever assumed was lying, cheating, or didn't deserve to be there. In the front cabin, Marcus Jr. was approached by a different flight attendant, Keisha, a young black woman with kind eyes. Hi, Marcus. My name is Keisha. I'm so sorry about what happened earlier. It's okay, Marcus said quietly. No, it's not, and it won't happen again. Is there anything I can get you? Anything at all? May I use the bathroom, please? Keisha's heart broke a little. Of course, sweetheart. You can use it whenever you want. You don't even have to ask. Marcus went to the bathroom. Finally, and when he returned, Keisha had brought him a cookie and a juice box. Thank you. You're very welcome. And Marcus. Yes, Your father called. He wants you to know he's very proud of you, and he'll be waiting for you when you land. Marcus smiled, the first real smile since the flight began. Thank you. For the rest of the flight, Marcus was treated like royalty, not because of who his father was, but because that's how he should have been treated all along. And just when things seemed calm, the truth would shake everyone. While Marcus Jr. flew toward Atlanta, something else was happening. The video Diane had sent to Delta's corporate office had been forwarded to the company's legal department, and the legal team had done what legal teams do. They investigated. What they found was damning. Christine Palmer had been a flight attendant for 15 years. In those 15 years, she'd been the subject of 43 complaints. 31 of those complaints involved passengers of color. 27 specifically mentioned discriminatory treatment. 12 involved children. Every single complaint had been filed, noted, and dismissed with counseling or additional training. Christine had never been suspended, never been seriously disciplined, never been fired, until today. But there was more. The legal team pulled transcripts of those complaints. Flight attendant Christine Palmer questioned my right to be in first class, asked how I afforded my ticket, and suggested I was using someone else's account. Complaint from Jamal Richardson, black male passenger, 2019. Christine Palmer told my daughter she looked lost and tried to move her to economy even though we had confirmed first-class tickets. Complaint from Angela Okonkwo, black female passenger, 2020. When I asked for assistance, Christine Palmer ignored me for 20 minutes but immediately helped white passengers. Complaint from Maria Santos, Latina passenger, 2021. The pattern was undeniable. Christine Palmer had been systematically discriminating against passengers of color for over a decade, and the airline had let it happen. Delta's chief legal officer, Robert Kensington, called an emergency meeting. We have a serious problem, he told the assembled executives. This isn't just about one incident. This is a pattern of discrimination that we failed to address. If this goes public, we're looking at massive liability. The video is already damaging enough, Patricia Morrison said. An 8-year-old boy denied bathroom access, physically shoved. That's career-ending PR. It's worse than that, Robert said. Marcus Williams has leverage. His company was about to invest billions in our parent company. If he walks away, our stock price tanks. If he goes public with this, we're facing boycotts, lawsuits, and a discrimination scandal that'll take years to recover from. What do we do? Ed Norton asked. We go nuclear, Robert said. We fire Christine Palmer publicly. We apologize publicly. We announce a comprehensive review of our discrimination policies. And we give Marcus Williams whatever he wants. He wants Christine blacklisted from the industry, Patricia said. Then we make it happen. We send her file to every major airline. We make it clear that she's unemployable. And we do it today. Ed nodded. Do it. Would you have stayed quiet in her place? When Delta Flight 1634 landed at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, Marcus Williams Jr. gathered his belongings and prepared to deplane. He was escorted off first, accompanied by Keisha and Captain Chen, who'd personally apologized for Christine's behavior. Waiting at the gate was a scene Marcus Jr. had seen before, but never quite like this. His father stood front and center, 6'3", impeccably dressed in a tailored navy suit, his expression unreadable. Beside him, Diane. Also present, Ed Norton, Delta CEO. Patricia Morrison, EVP of Customer Service. Robert Kensington, Chief Legal Officer. And someone Marcus Jr. didn't recognize, a tall black woman in her 60s with silver hair and a regal bearing. She stepped forward first. Marcus, she said gently. Yes, my name is Evelyn Hayes. I was on your flight today. I sat in 4C. Marcus remembered her, the kind woman who'd asked if he was okay. Yes, I remember you. I need to tell you something. Sweetheart, I recorded everything that happened to you today. Marcus blinked. You did? Yes. From the moment Christine Palmer first denied you bathroom access. I have everything. The comments she made. The way she shoved you. All of it. She turned to Marcus Sr. Mr. Williams. I'm a retired federal judge. I've spent 30 years on the bench fighting discrimination. When I saw what was happening to your son, I knew it needed to be documented. She handed Marcus Sr. a tablet. This is my recording. You have my full permission to use it however you see fit. I'll also testify if needed. Marcus Sr. took the tablet, his expression softening slightly. Thank you, Your Honor. Don't thank me. I did what any decent person should do. She looked down at Marcus Jr. again. Young man, you handled yourself with remarkable dignity today. Your parents should be very proud. Thank you, Marcus Jr. said quietly. After Judge Hayes left, Ed Norton stepped forward. Mr. Williams, I owe you and your son a profound apology. What happened today was inexcusable. Christine Palmer has been terminated and will never work in aviation again. We're also launching a comprehensive investigation into our complaint procedures to understand how a pattern of discrimination was allowed to continue for so long. Marcus SR's voice was cold. That's a start. We'd also like to offer compensation. We don't want your money, Ed. Then what do you want? Marcus Sr. looked down at his son. Marcus, what do you want? Marcus Jr. thought carefully. I want her to say she's sorry. To me. For real. Ed Norton looked uncomfortable. Marcus, I'm not sure that. Make it happen, Marcus Sr. said. Or the deal is dead and this video goes public tonight. Ed swallowed hard. I'll see what I can do. If only she knew what would happen next. Christine Palmer sat in an airport security office, flanked by 2 Delta corporate representatives and 1 very nervous HR director. Christine, you have 2 options, the HR director said. Option 1, you can deliver a personal apology to Marcus Williams Jr., which will be recorded. Option 2, we release you from custody. You leave the airport, and Delta's legal team releases all 43 complaints against you to the media. Christine's face went white. You wouldn't. We absolutely would, Robert Kensington said. You've put this company in an untenable position. The only way we mitigate the damage is by showing we took immediate and serious action. That includes you taking accountability. You want me to apologize to that kid? That kid, Robert said coldly, is an 8-year-old child you physically assaulted and racially discriminated against. Yes, we want you to apologize. Christine wanted to argue, to defend herself, to explain that she didn't know, couldn't have known, hadn't meant it that way. But she knew how it would sound, because she had meant it exactly that way. She'd looked at a black child and decided he didn't belong, and now she was paying the price. Fine, she whispered. I'll apologize. They brought her to a private conference room at the airport. Marcus Jr. sat in a chair, his father standing behind him, one hand on his shoulder. Diane stood to the side with a camera, recording. Ed Norton, Patricia Morrison, and Robert Kensington stood against the back wall. Christine entered, and Marcus Jr.'s eyes tracked her movement. She looked smaller now, diminished. Marcus, she began, her voice shaking. I owe you an apology. Marcus didn't respond, just watched her with those steady, knowing eyes. I treated you terribly today. I denied you basic dignity and respect. I made assumptions about you based on your race and your age, and I was completely wrong. Her voice cracked. I called you names. I questioned your right to be on that flight. I put my hands on you. And none of it was acceptable. Tears ran down her face now. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm truly, deeply sorry. You didn't deserve any of what I did to you. Marcus looked up at his father. Marcus Sr. squeezed his shoulder gently. It's your choice, son. You don't have to accept her apology if you don't want to. Marcus Jr. looked back at Christine. Do you understand why what you did was wrong? He asked. Christine nodded. Yes. Why? Because I judge you without knowing you. I saw your skin color and made assumptions about who you were and what you deserved. And why is that wrong? Christine took a shaky breath. Because everyone deserves respect. No matter what they look like, no matter how old they are, no matter who their parents are. Marcus nodded slowly. Okay, I accept your apology. Christine looked shocked. You do? Yes, but I want you to know something. What? My dad taught me that everyone makes mistakes, but the measure of a person is what they do after. I hope you learn from this. I hope you do better. Christine broke down completely, sobbing. Thank you. Thank you. Marcus Sr. spoke for the first time. Christine, my son has more grace than you deserve today. I suggest you honor that grace by becoming someone who never treats another child the way you treated him. Christine nodded, unable to speak. She was escorted out. After she left, Ed Norton approached Marcus Jr. Young man, you showed remarkable maturity today. Thank you for giving her a chance to apologize. Marcus Jr. shrugged. My dad says everyone deserves a second chance, but only one. Ed smiled despite himself. Your father is a wise man. Yes, sir, he is. 2 weeks later, the story broke nationally, not because Marcus Williams Sr. leaked it, but because Judge Evelyn Hayes had connections in media and decided the public needed to know. 8-year-old denied bathroom access and physically assaulted on Delta flight. The video went viral within hours. Millions of views, thousands of comments. The outrage was immediate and overwhelming. #Justice for Marcus trended for 3 days. Civil rights organizations called for investigations. Parents shared their own stories of their black children being discriminated against. Delta's stock price dropped 4%. But Delta's response was swift and comprehensive. Ed Norton appeared on national news to announce a series of reforms. Mandatory bias training for all flight attendants. A new zero-tolerance policy for discrimination. An independent review board to handle complaints. A $10 million donation to organizations fighting discrimination in travel. Christine Palmer became a cautionary tale. Her name was shared across aviation industry newsletters. Her file was flagged in hiring databases. She would never work in aviation again. But more importantly, she became the example of what happens when unchecked prejudice meets accountability. Marcus Williams Jr. became a symbol, too, of dignity, of restraint, of a child who refused to be diminished. He didn't ask for fame, didn't want it, but he used it. He started speaking at schools about standing up to discrimination. He partnered with his father's foundation to create scholarship for kids who'd face discrimination. He became an advocate while still being a kid, because that's what his father had taught him. Use your pain to help others. Be honest. What would you have done? Marcus Williams Jr. sat in his third-grade classroom at Westwood Academy, working on a writing assignment. The prompt, write about a time you showed courage. Marcus wrote, last year, a lady was mean to me on an airplane. She said I didn't belong in first class because of what I looked like. She wouldn't let me use a bathroom for a long time, and when I tried to go, she pushed me. I was scared and sad. But my dad taught me to stay calm and be respectful even when other people aren't. So I didn't yell or cry. I just told her she was wrong. My dad says courage isn't about not being scared. It's about doing the right thing even when you are scared. That day, I was scared, but I still stood up for myself. The lady lost a job because of what she did. Some people think that's mean. But my dad says there have to be consequences when people hurt others on purpose. I hope she learned to be nicer. I hope she doesn't treat other kids the way she treated me. Courage is standing up for yourself and for other people who can't stand up yet. That's what I learned. When the teacher read his essay, she had tears in her eyes. Marcus, this is beautiful. Can I share it with the class? Marcus thought about it. Only if it helps someone else be brave too. She did share it. And in that classroom of 8-year-olds, a conversation started about discrimination, about courage, about what it means to stand up. Several kids raised their hands to share their own stories. A Korean girl talked about being made fun of for her lunch. A boy with a disability talked about kids staring at him. A Latina girl talked about someone saying she didn't belong at their school. And one by one, they learned they weren't alone, that standing up mattered, that their voices mattered. Marcus's teacher later told his father, your son started something important today. Marcus Sr. smiled. My son is always starting something important. He just doesn't know it yet. 1 year after the incident, Marcus Williams Jr. was invited to speak at Children's Conference on Civil Rights. He was 9 now, still small for his age, but his voice carried. A lot of people call me brave, he began, but I don't think I was brave. I think I was just myself. The audience, hundreds of kids and parents, listened raptly. When that lady was mean to me, I had a choice. I could get loud and angry, or I could stay calm and strong. My dad taught me that dignity is more powerful than anger. He paused. Dignity means knowing your worth even when other people don't see it. It means treating yourself with respect even when others don't. It means standing tall even when someone tries to make you small. That day on the airplane, I was small. I'm still small. He smiled, but I didn't let that lady make me feel small inside. If someone ever treats you badly because of what you look like or where you come from or how much money your family has, remember, their treatment of you says everything about them and nothing about you. You belong wherever you are. You deserve respect. You deserve dignity. And if you ever need to stand up for yourself, do it with courage. Do it with calm. Do it with strength. Because that's how you win. Not by being the loudest, but by being the most sure. The room erupted in applause. After his speech, a little black girl, maybe 6 years old, approached him shyly. Marcus. Hi. I was scared to go to my new school because some kids said I don't belong there. But after hearing you, I'm not scared anymore. Marcus knelt down to her level. What's your name? Zoe. Zoe, you belong everywhere you choose to be. Don't let anyone tell you different. Okay. Okay. She hugged him and ran back to her mother. Marcus watched her go, feeling something warm in his chest. That night, at home, Marcus Sr. tucked his son into bed, something he still did, even though Marcus was getting too old for it. Dad? Yes, son. Do you think that lady, Christine, do you think she really changed? Marcus Sr. thought carefully. I don't know, son. I hope so. But change is hard, especially when you believe something wrong for a long time. I hope she changed too. Why? Because if she changed, then maybe what happened to me wasn't just bad. Maybe it helped. Marcus Sr. pulled his son close. You have your mother's heart. You know that. Is that good? It's the best thing you could have. Dad! Yes, son. Do you think that lady, Christine, do you think she really changed? Marcus Sr. thought carefully. I don't know, son. I hope so. But change is hard, especially when you believed something wrong for a long time. I hope she changed too. Why? Because if she changed, then maybe what happened to me wasn't just bad. Maybe it helped. Marcus Sr. pulled his son close. You have your mother's heart. You know that. Is that good? It's the best thing you could have. Dad! Yes. I love you. I love you too, son. So much. After his father left, Marcus pulled out his journal, something his therapist had suggested after the incident to help him process his feelings. He wrote, Today I talked to a bunch of kids about being brave. I told them about the airplane lady. I told them to stay strong. But I didn't tell them the whole truth. The truth is, I was really scared that day. I thought I was going to get in trouble. I thought maybe I really didn't belong. But then I remembered Dad's voice in my head. You belong anywhere you choose to be. And I chose to belong. I think that's what courage really is. Choosing to believe in yourself even when other people don't. I'm glad I stood up. I'm glad I stayed calm. I'm glad I didn't let her win. Because if I had let her win, I would have learned that people like her were right. That kids like me don't belong. But we do belong. Everywhere. Always. That's what I want to remember. That's what I want other kids to know. We belong. He closed his journal and turned off his light. And in the darkness, Marcus Williams, Jr., 9 years old, small for his age, but mighty in spirit, smiled. Because he knew something that 8-year-old version of himself hadn't fully understood yet. Dignity isn't given. It's claimed. And once you claim it, no one can take it away.